Hi once again. In this video we're going to look a little more deeply into what is the meaning of academic success. We have several videos on academic success in different contexts, but we really want to kind of delve in a little bit deeper into what exactly we mean by academic success. First part of this video, we're going to be talking about really how we're going to define academic success, what goes into that, what's it look like. Secondly, once again, we'll be talking about mindset and how that's going to be related to this definition. Thirdly, we're going to be talking about personal growth and how that factors into this concept of academic success. And then, of course, we're going to be looking at a real-life example of somebody who may not have been successful in traditional sense academically, but still achieved great success. So we'll take a look at that person. So when we think about academic success, typically we're thinking about grades, the ability to score well on tests, writing, communicating, all these kind of things that you traditionally do in school. And those are very valuable skill sets. It's important to try to develop them to the best of your ability. But we're beginning to realize that academic success and your ability to learn really goes beyond some of those purely academic skills. Things like creative thinking, problem solving, emotional intelligence, being able to relate well to other people. All of those kinds of factors are going to really contribute greatly to not only your ability to do well academically in any institution that you go to, higher learning, whether you want to go on for your PhD, go on to college, just graduate from high school. Those other areas will help you academically. So you may be not doing real well from the standpoint of reading well, answering some of these questions, testing well on, standardized type tests, but you might do considerably well thinking outside the box and creative thinking and problem solving and coming up with potential business ideas and relating really well to people. And those skills can still help you academically. In defining academic success, however we define that, right? Your mindset's going to play a critical role. So we've already talked about it goes a lot deeper than just the traditional grammar, logic, rhetoric, which is the old triumvirate of classical education. With grammar, we're learning about the structure of language. Logic, we're learning about the rules of reasoning, the specific laws around that. And rhetoric is being able to communicate what you are learning and thinking in writing and in speech. So those classical educational skills absolutely are vital if you're going to do well in traditional academic and educational settings and being able to research and all that. But it does go a lot deeper. So your mindset, not only around what you can do and accomplish there, but your mindset around the importance of relationships and how to build those relationships and the value of personal relationships, your mindset around your spirituality, mindset around leading other people, all of these different categories that go into making up who you are and how you go about living your life are going to be crucial for academic success. And those other areas spill over into your ability to be successful in school, in an academic setting. So if you're lacking some of those academic skills, some of those logic skills, or maybe some of the grammar skills, that's just not your thing, you're really having a harder time with that, you can very often make up for it with your creative thinking, with your relationship building, working with other people. You can utilize those other people to help you in the academic area to get that help you need, put pieces together, and still achieve some really great success, academically speaking. A lot of what really should go into academic success, when we think about whether your education, and again, so academic success, I'm right now going to be referring to this idea of going through formal schooling. So that can be your K to 12, public school, private school, it could be college, it could be graduate school. It could also be on-the-job training. It could be military training and education. You're always going to be learning something. You got to go learn a trade. You're going to be learning how to do that. So your ability to learn does rely on some of these traditional academic skills, but also a lot more on that mindset-related issues that we were talking about before. But ultimately, it is getting to know who you are and growing as a person. And that whole idea, and again, this comes back to mindset again, right? But always seeking to improve, to get better, to understand yourself. I think it was either Aristotle or Plato said that the beginning of wisdom is to know yourself. So that's the whole idea behind personal growth. When you have belief systems attached to the importance of developing and acquiring specific or specialized knowledge, that makes you much more valuable in the marketplace. But it also helps you grow personally. The more you can learn, the more you can do and acquire, you're setting up neurological pathways, you're strengthening those, you are elevating yourself, not only in the marketplace, but in your own level of confidence. All of those things factored in by an internal emphasis on personal growth, wanting, desiring to learn more, get better, figure things out. That is kind of what we really want people to aspire to who are coming out of public schools or private schools, that traditional academic setting. So academic success should absolutely include this idea of people who are seeking to constantly better themselves, learn more, learn deeper. So for a real life example, I want to talk about Richard Branson. So when we really kind of define and look at academic success from that traditional sense of grades, testing, really kind of the ability to perform in public schools, private schools, higher education. Richard Branson didn't meet that definition. He dropped out at the age of 16, he had dyslexia, and he really struggled in that traditional academic sense. So from a traditional standpoint, failure. He was a dropout. From the greater sense, if we begin to try to expand on what we really mean, somewhere along the line, presumably a lot through his schooling, and to a certain degree through his upbringing, he developed other skills that has helped him be a tremendous success in the real world, right? Highly successful business person. He has very strong social emotional intelligence, creative thinker, problem solver, all these things that have served him really well as an entrepreneur didn't necessarily get measured or didn't show up in a traditional academic sense. Doesn't mean that he's not even smart, right? His ability, his intelligence ability to think outside the box and problem solve and those kind of skill sets, that sort of intelligence level is really quite high, all right? That didn't translate itself into the classical education sense for academic success. That's in part why we need to kind of really think about how we are measuring academic success and what we really mean by it. There's no reason for us to necessarily dispel the other, right? To say, if you don't test well, don't do well on writing papers, all those things. That's just one aspect that gives us information. You didn't do very well in that area. It's valuable information. But boy, did really well in this other area, and that other area we do not measure well in public schools or private schools, at least in the United States. I invite you to subscribe to our channel, check out all our other videos, check out my podcast. But you also would love to have you register for our free webinar, Empower and Excel. And in that, you'll get more information related to the topics that we were just covering in this video. So register for that webinar and check that out today.